When's the last time someone even checked this one out? God, I think this thing is even older than I am. Ah, that's saying something. Boring. Who put this one back on the shelf? Ugh, there's crayon all over it. I don't think the librarian is doing a great job around here. No wonder the stamps are always going missing, and the restroom key keeps ending up at the bottom of the return bin. Someone should have really trained them better. Oh, I didn't realize you were still here. I thought you left hours ago. Reshelving the returns? Hey, don't put that one back on the shelf. I just took it out. Oh, because it's old as all hell, obviously. Yeah, can't you tell? That book is not vintage. It's gross, and it smells like it first got here in the 1920s. Like anyone who comes in here really cares if that's a first edition copy. Look at it! Besides, if it was an actual vintage book, especially one worth effort for, I doubt it'd be in a public library. Just get a new copy of it. I don't understand why I need to see such ugly books in my home. Why can't you just give me what I want? It's not like you're the one who's going to be stuck here for the rest of eternity. It's bad enough that you've got that one aisle that's dedicated to just one specific author. But come on, you could do with getting rid of some of the books. At least get some new copies that don't smell like they've been dropped in the bath 50 million times. Oh, we need to talk about your recent behavior. Look, I'm not a child. I wasn't a child when I died, and I definitely didn't age backwards after the fact. If you've got something to say, well, then I think it's just better for the both of us if you just come out and say it. Yeah? Okay, so, what was it you wanted to talk to me about? It's not like I've been making you work a lot harder during the day, right? Behavior. Okay, I'll bite. What behavior? Existing? The pranks. The pranks are going too far. Ugh, what are you talking about? I've been doing these for years. Why are they suddenly a problem now? Guess it has been a while since anyone stayed for more than a couple of minutes. But do you really think that's all on me? I mean, most of what I do is directed towards you. You know, so you don't get, like, super bored while you're working. Okay, so maybe I have been knocking more books off the shelf than usual. But it's not like that's a huge problem. People still come in, after all. Oh, you really think so? That I've been acting out of line? I'm sorry you feel that way, but I beg to differ. Besides, you've never stopped me from doing what I wanted before, so why the sudden concern? Becoming too much? uh, what? Did someone complain about the library being haunted again? Isn't it already pretty common knowledge by now that there's a ghost living here? You know, that I'm living here? Scaring the children. You know, that wouldn't be such a problem if the children could see me like you can. It's such a weird law of nature that only the people who work in the library can see me. Ha, like, what does that even mean for when you don't work here anymore? You think so? That you'd just not be able to see me anymore? I guess you have a point there, but I hope that's not the case. You're probably the least scared person I've met around here. No, that's not why I do what I do. I already told you. I do it so that you aren't getting all bored on the job. Can't be bored when you're actively keeping the place in working order, can you? Huh. Uh, really? In inconvenience? Really? Oh, I guess I didn't realize that what I was doing was, inconveniencing you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It really wasn't my intention at all. But I do see how it could come across that way. Well, yeah. Huh. Did you expect me to fight you on it or something? You know, I read a lot of the books around here when nobody else is around. Even the really boring advice ones. Oh, but you should have told me sooner if I was bothering you. You've kind of been letting me just do what I want for, let's see, a couple years now? Didn't think it would get this bad. I'm sorry, but, I think there's a word for that kind of mentality, isn't there? What do they call it again? Oh, you were enabling me. Like I said, I get bored a lot around here, so I do a lot of reading. And I have an eternity to get all the reading done that I could ever want. But enabling is sort of your whole problem, you know? Take this book, for example. It's full of crayon. What would you have done if you had seen the kid who did it? Oh, sure. You say you'd give them an appropriate punishment, but you're too nice for your own good. I'm not saying these things to be mean. Really, I'm not. I'm saying this because I consider you my friend. Even if I do make your days difficult sometimes. Okay, all the time. But can you answer a question for me? What's this all about? I mean, why do you suddenly want to talk about the way that I act? That was not two questions. It was me clarifying the question. Oh, don't make that face at me. You wanted to talk, so I'm willing to talk. But there is something to talk about, isn't there? You're saying I've been getting out of hand, but, well, how do you propose I fix it? If what I've been doing has actually been affecting the library's turnout negatively, well, then we've got to think of a solution, don't we? You want me to sit in the back during the day, where it's extremely boring? Why? I mean, it's not like anyone can see me anyway. To keep me out of trouble. Uh-huh. Sure. I think you'd find that I could create quite a bit of trouble in the back. Well, what am I supposed to do then? You say you don't want me scaring the people who come in, but then you go around telling people that the library isn't really haunted and that those are all just silly rumors. But the library is haunted. I don't think telling people the truth would scare them off. The library is haunted. So what? If anything, it might make, more people come in, out of curiosity. Yes, and then everyone can talk about that one aisle of books, written by one author. Besides, hasn't it always been common knowledge that, I've been here? Urban legend? Well, why don't you just lean into that and start telling people there really is a ghost that lives here? I mean, it's not like I'm dangerous or anything. In fact, I'd consider myself, pretty darn benevolent. If I weren't, don't you think I'd be doing worse than knocking books off of the shelves and hiding keys? Ah, stop at the looks. Listen, I'll try to tone it down so I'm not scaring people, but I've also got to be entertained. Hey, what if I, stayed up here with you all day? Sound like a deal? We could play little games together, or just talk. It might make the time go by faster. Yeah? Great. I'm glad we can agree on something. And I'm glad that the two of us are friends, even though we have our differences. So, how's about I help you out and put the returns away?